Hi there, Selective Collective. This is Kim with your message for today. Just feel like starting off with the collective message. I feel our angels are wanting me to get a message to you and add some humor to it. Like the way that only I can do it because of my obsession starting very young with like paranormal horror films. And I love them, and I still do. And but so they want me to recall a scene that I have kind of stuck in my head about the Prophecy series or movies, the Prophecies. I don't know if you have seen them, so you'll have to forgive me if I don't like quote this exactly right, but it's from what I remember. Okay, so it's Christopher Walken. Oh, the magnificent Christopher Walken. Let's go ahead and give a moment to that. Pay homage. Love Christopher Walken. He plays Gabriel in the Prophecy movies. And he says to this guy, now, mind you, this Gabriel, a little bit darker acting than what we would maybe have in our minds. But that's the humor in it, I think. So he says to this person, says to this human, he says, Christopher Walken says, you know how humans get that dip in their lip? He said, because when you were born, I immediately said, shh, and put my finger there. It left a dent. It's like, and then he says something like, but you just had to open your mouth, didn't you? I don't know. It's hilarious. Anyway, the point of that message is to tell you that there is some sort of communication that's wanting to get to you. If you think about Gabriel, not only is the Archangel Gabriel associated with like what we call a creative source or the diamond, but we associate with communication. However, I'm going to point out that when there was a lot of communication involving that angel, it was usually that angel passing a message to someone else. So I'm going with that as your message is something to be quiet about or still about long enough to get a message. Okay, so sap of the moon plant is about receiving. It's about receiving like good things from the divine feminine energy. Separation, we know exactly what that means, but we do see two birds of peace that usually represent peace, doves. And if you look on the card, there's like a gold ball. One's going on each side. Man, I'm shaky today. I'm sorry. You'll have to excuse me. I took a Excedrin before this because I could feel that migraine still, and now it's like I'm not used to it. It's made me shaky. I'll get out. I'm not nervous though, I promise. It's not that. It's the Excedrin. Wow, guys. Look at what I've got on the bottom. And then just look at that. Here, let me. Oh. You have divine feminine energy, divine masculine energy. You have the separation card. You also have the conjunction, just coming together. Oh, it's blowing my mind because there's more than one thing happening here. Purpose for like the separation of the energies. The purpose for the acknowledgement of what they each are has to be noticed in order to really focus on whatever it is you need to focus on. in trying to like achieve balance with these energies. And then something just comes together perfectly with the conjunction. These readings lately have been rather magical, I think. The way that the cards have been just kind of laying out repeating numbers. I'm used to the repeating numbers, and sometimes I don't necessarily always get as excited as maybe I used to, but they're starting to come out. Maybe it's because I'm evolving myself as well as you are. I guess we're all ascending in some way, and so therefore the readings are getting a little bit different. To me, they're getting better. To me, they're getting better. I especially like the Selective Collective because I like going into a bunch of different topics and a bunch of different... I like to give channel messages when I come to this reading. More than anything is of like, okay, what am I being inspired to tell everybody about today? And it's always changing, but this is definitely about these two different energies. Being ready to receive, and the sun in all its glory, definitely packed full of passion and action, and something coming together. So what we're going to do is take a look at this Oracle of Genetic Gifts that I purchased off of Etsy. The perfect balance between stay and activation. Ascension, number 3. Air, in-breath decodes energies. Number 3. Associated too with creation and Trinity. The number of Trinity. Air, in-breath decodes energies. Okay, I have energy healer, Reiki, chakra healer, crystal healer, healing touch. Let's move out a little bit so I can add some more cards here. Ooh, iron, strength, physical, metaphysical. Energy healer, Reiki, chakra healer, crystal healer, healing touch. Iron is your strength. It's all about strength. It's in your blood. It's in the earth, in abundance. And it's strong. And you see the power there with the lightning. The lightning. So, if you don't know an answer or you're wanting to know an answer, take a breath of being still. In and out breaths in order to decode some kind of energies that you're on, no matter what. In order to decode any type of energy in any kind of situation, it's just something we have to be reminded of, to be mindful of the breath. It is not something that someone is all the time doing. I mean, unless that's their practice, and that's what they do. So, Akashic Records, all souls, universal events, past, present, future. Let's get something from the Kipper Deck on this Akashic Records, because I never have gone into what they're meaning when this card comes out. So I'm going to listen a little bit more in my readings. I'm going to listen a little bit more to what Spirit is directing me to do or to say to you. Okay, what is the Akashic Records here for the Selective Collective? What is it here for? No? Whoa. Okay, it is a solution to your troubles, your worries, your anxieties. Whoa. How do I get out of this situation? Turn to the Akashic Records. A ribbon. The letter X also. A ribbon. Yeah, definitely a ribbon, because I see it in both. A tie. Okay. Getting different types of messages that will help you with the effort that you're already like putting in to whatever it is that you're doing. This person's listening. They're just really having me point that out. Listen. This person's listening. Okay. Getting together with the right people, or even tapping into some type of Akashic record, and then a result being that the energies are now quantumly a little bit more connected, interconnected, or stronger. And so magnetizing the right people for the solutions you need. So what I'm getting is that sometimes the answers when you are accessing the Akashic records are not going to be straight, flat out, here, write the instructions. When it's a path that Spirit is providing, then it's coming in many different ways that, yes, can be activated through you exploring your different options with the Akashic records. But don't overanalyze it, and know that after you have visited, maybe it's through what you feel like is your own visualization. I'm getting. Trust that it is actually put there because it's part of a possibility that is already in existence. Okay, and so and then it's just repeating that when you have this access, trust your visualization, trust your meditation. Know that the path that Spirit has planned for you is also going to speak to you about what you learned in the Akashic records by magnetizing the right people, events, maybe even articles. Maybe you read an article about something you just get curious about a week from when you did this visualization, but it has to do with the key that you actually unlocked in your meditation a week prior or a year prior. I don't know, but what I'm saying is that it's going to come to you in different ways. Also, soul group, soul tribe. Very important with the listening thing here. Almost like listening to Spirit is being able to listen to Spirit is going to start with your awareness that it arrives in many different ways. You all really already know this because I see it in the comments. Okay, I see it in awareness in the comments. I see a very common thing happening here recently with timeline shifting, and I believe is timeline shifting when we get sick or ill. Sometimes that comes right after a major timeline shift. I have noticed this, and I have noticed you all noticing this too, and sending me just like a side note of what you think something is, and I'm like, yeah, you know what, I already had like an inkling or an idea, and then I listen and you give me the confirmations that I need. So thank you for that. So yeah, so the awareness of the signs and the energy is present from within you and your strength, and in your meditations, in your time. You can consider meditation anytime when you're doing something fun also and relaxing, because your brain gets into that state where you're able to receive almost the same way as if you were in deep meditation. And so when your brainwave is in a certain state, then we're getting these messages. Okay. And we're not discrediting. And we're learning more and more to trust these gifts that are coming in. Certainly without comparing it to anybody else's spiritual gifts or abilities, or anything that humans will say, this is normal, this is not normal. You have to get to that point. You have to. It's a must for you to get to the point where you're no longer going to feel like something is silly for you to believe it when it's coming from your own intuition. Yeah, don't let any beliefs of society stop you from receiving all of the messages that you really deserve to receive. Something is tied here with the unexpected money also, right? And they're showing me the old version of ourselves with the Siren 1 on the bottom of the deck, which I'm looking at it as other versions of ourselves through this. Ascension for sure. Look, I have Ascension number 4 on the bottom. Warmth, ether, senses are being realigned. So from the 3 to the 4. Clairvoyance. Clairvoyance, clear seeing. Clairvoyance, clear seeing. Okay, for this reading, what is this clairvoyance going to help with? Oh, okay. The cat. It has to do, well, to me, this card has to do with who's your ally and who's maybe not. So being able to have a lot of insight and wise discernment of the characters in your life that are there for you to progress or to move forward, there for you to have an experience, learn a lesson, move on. The white cat. What else is it helping with? High honors. High honors. I'm seeing this as spiritual rank. Usually don't get messages like that too much because I think necessarily we're probably all the same on the other side, but when we come here, then we embody like experiences and emotion and things that I do think we build upon each lifetime. But it's from because this perspective is, going to probably be very different, like because we view it in linear time. And so I think that in this sense, I can apply spiritual ranking to how far you have come here in this earth plane, in this earth school, and receiving a lot of honor. But that means you're also receiving more insight, more awareness, and greater ability to tap into this. A claircognizance. I said claircognizance. It's clairvoyance. Okay, clairvoyance. See, you're seeing the voyage. If you think about it, you're seeing the voyage before it happens. You're seeing all possibilities. You're choosing, but yes, we work with other people's free will too, right? So sometimes it's not that your intuition was wrong necessarily. If you get something wrong about a timing or how you think something should have played out, it's just that part of this school has to do with other people being part of a collaborative dream and also having free will. But there's just this understanding of that here. There's an understanding of this. There's an understanding. Okay, tell me about energy healer. Well, I have specific dates for the indigo child. You may know somebody with dates born between 1988 to 1998, but Indigo children, the range I have heard from Dolores Cannon would be 1958 to current times. Is I would say we're probably still having waves of volunteers. You know, I don't know why, but I just got like a question in my mind. And maybe it's from one of you all, telepathically maybe, because what I got was, can we get stuck coming back and back? Can we get trapped here? That was the exact, can we get trapped here was what I heard. And because the indigo children are waves of volunteers, supposedly people that were very comfortable either living in the light or in a different dimension was much higher than what's going on in this earth school. And the message that's coming through to me is, yes, in a sense, you can come here with the best intention to ultimately always feel, because of your purpose here, that you do have a purpose and that you are here to bring light. And it's probably that you feel more comfortable being called a light worker than anything else, right? Okay, so that's what I'll call you. But so light workers can get caught up in the same things that every other person here gets caught up in, no matter if they have a high vibration when they come here or not. Because this is a wide range of emotions, I think. So how to get out of that trap? And there's so many different theories on what that is. Some people view it as a trap. Some people view it as, this is like hell. Here we have suffering. We have constant struggles. We have very low emotions to experience. From what I understand, we go from, all of us, go from a higher expansive frequency and then fit into these physical 3D bodies, but we still experience things. And I don't know, I don't think of it, I don't necessarily think of it as stuck. I think of it as, did we get caught living in the ego too long? And to me, I'll tell you what that means to me in this reading. Specifically to me, all that means is that we have gone through something in life and refused to learn something about ourselves through it. I don't think it's necessary to, I don't think you should definitely not beat yourself up if you wake up in the morning and say, well, I've learned this lesson, but I wonder, if I'll get a chance to do it completely different here. I don't think that that's necessarily what's needed to resolve karma or to resolve any kind of experience you're having here. I think that what's necessary is just to simply learn from it and then grow. And the ego in this sense then is an energy that's keeping you from seeing that possibly we could ever have been wrong or have something to possibly learn from. Anyway, maybe your soul's very expansive and has all the answers, but that's part of the game, is to figure out how to sense these answers in this body. It's very easy to get trapped in it and in a certain way of thinking because of all of these things that we feel. I think it could be quite overwhelming for any soul. So, augur, spiritual master, seer, predictions, visionary. Okay, I have another Indigo Child reference here. This does say 1958 to 1968. If that's you, or if you knew somebody with those dates of birth, then they were part of that first wave. Oof. High honor because of what you have gone through. Almost like a soul that came here, like you're like a soul that came here to learn a lot. Wanting to just get it all done. And so you went through this, what, path of initiation is what it says, dark night of the soul. And because you've gotten through it and gone through the cycles here of change, of metamorphosis, you have high honor. And from the spiritual realm, you have high honor spiritually here. Okay, so angel numbers, and we're going to get some angel numbers. The Indigo children in 1958 to 1968 were rare, is what I'm hearing. They had to be really brave. Most kept their mission and their views to themselves. Some of them went out and let things be known, but they were the first start. So they might have said things, but they weren't listened to as well as we are being listened to nowadays, is what I'm hearing. So it was really tough for that group to be here. 30, you're an original, innovative thinker and an excellent communicator. You have a talent for using creativity to convey your ideas, and your optimistic attitude has an uplifting effect on others. I have a lot of threes. I mean, 9 is 3, 3, 3, 30, and then 3. So 9, and then I have 9, 9, 9 on the bottom. I guess I'll read it. All right, 9 says it's your compassion that makes you shine. You're devoted to helping the greater good, and you have a strong talent for speaking up for others. Your soul is most satisfied when you're being of service. I am compassionate. Number 3, expression comes, and then another 3. I just noticed that. Jeez. Excuse me. Okay, expression comes naturally to you. You are very skilled at communicating your thoughts through conversation and creative pursuits. You're able to get others on board with your ideas. I am charismatic. And then I have 999. Thank the past for your lessons and leave it where it belongs so that you can make the best of a life that's waiting to be fulfilled by only you. You and only you. It says I am unique. You and only you. Turquoise color. Turquoise is coming out. Turquoise is healing. Healing and protective too. So turquoise crystal is the color blue. It's healing magic works on you. Celebrate. It says celebrate because of this divine union coming. I didn't talk about that much, did I? I don't know what to say about it. I feel like it's I suppose we know that with these very angelic and looking like energies coming out with these can you see that? Yeah, the way that those two are. That you're going to be celebrating here this spiritual master, seer, predictions, and a visionary. That's pretty big. So what is coming together for you is something that you've clearly been able to envision and you know exists. Just that makes it very real and exists somewhere. You are that powerful. So that's really important to tell you that. So you have to trust your visualization and trust that you create. But always remember that some other force is helping us with this. It's the energy of love. So you're a master manifester. You create. Your visualizations are real and validated in the spirit realm. You should trust them. But know that you're that powerful anyway to create like that. So you're the seer. You're the visionary. You're so aware of it that it's starting to manifest in your life. And this is what makes you so unique. This awareness. Probably received this awareness during a dark night of the soul, right? All these threes definitely indicate this. A change. A change of residence, partner, career, or job is on the cards. You're restless and in need of change, and that is exactly what's coming your way. 9s are endings, harvests, and it's also the year of the 9. So it could be this year very significant about what's coming together for you. Here's the promise, the rainbows, right? A promise for a good future. In our forest, no trees debate, rainbows stand with love, not hate. We have challenges. Take time out from your problems or conflicts and approach softly to avoid making matters worse. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so channel this iron energy. Believe. Magic is there when you believe, so dream up big things you can achieve. You have fairy guides. Whenever you're feeling blue, don't worry, the fairies are protecting you. Oh, that card ended up on the conjunction, Divine Union. I'll read it all. Existing relationships could find new passion and heightened sexual attraction. Opportunities for marriage and a good family life are strong, but if single, maybe it's not wanting me to read that part. It just says beware of single. You could have a child on accident. That's basically what it says. All right, so anyway, it means that something's coming to get together for you in a maybe that type of divine way. The green fairy, a cheeky green fairy on your behalf, is here to make you laugh. Lead the way. Take the reins today. Others will follow if you lead the way. Manifestations. A bountiful time awaits you. Your wishes can manifest right before your eyes. Change and major life change. Time is right for major life changes, such as a new lifestyle or location, bringing great joy and a trouble-free existence. Planning. Now is the time to lay down the foundations for your future. Financial gains are more than likely. Travel, nature, and surprise. All right, we'll end with that. Nature says interact with the nature, outdoors, around animals, farmlands, or the ocean. This will be good for the soul and healing for you. Travel, long distance communication will open up in your life and exciting experiences for singles and career advancement for others. A disappointment will be followed by a pleasant surprise, and an invitation could bring love to those searching. So that's what I've got for you, Selective Collective. Sending you light and love. Bye-bye.